Oh, I'm finna talk some shit today. Check me out, man. What up, Fred? Deuce. Martin Machine. What it do with the phone? Slide up on here, Deuce, real fast. If you got some time for your mind, bro. What it do with the business is, man? It's your boy DT3, the Boom BG, man. And I'm back at you again with another Boxing Talk podcast. You dig? Boxing Talk 167. Boxing over everything. I just want to be clear about something. Really want to be clear about something. I need y'all to look at this. I got this up here for a reason. I don't got this up here to be cute. I got all these fighters of today. All these fighters you looking at right now are all fighters of today. Some of them, most of them, we know about. And there are a couple little handfuls, a little spick and specks that a few of y'all, even myself, may not be very familiar with. You know what I'm saying? I got you, Myron. I got you. So, I'm looking at this portrait right here, right? And some of these dudes, barely a handful of these dudes, are going in the Hall of Fame. Now, when I look at this, right, I look at this, and then I look at this. Understand me? I look at this, see these dudes, and then I look at this. And I'm finna tell y'all right here, right now, in front of God and everybody, that these motherfuckers right here, and I'm talking about damn near every last one of these motherfuckers, damn near, is no comparison. It's no comparison to these motherfuckers right here. There is no comparison. It isn't. At all. I am tired of you fucking YouTubers with this bullshit narrative shit. It ain't even just the LDBC no more. It's some of you regular punk ass YouTubers. Real rap. Making excuses for these grown ass men who are in a profession that's called the hurt business. If you're not in this business to hurt somebody or put yourself in a position where you might get hurt, you in the wrong fucking profession. If you're not willing to fight the best, what the fuck is you doing in boxing? If you're not finna do everything in your power to be the best in this game, what the fuck you doing over here? I am not a fan of no boxer, no fighter. I'm a fan of boxing. Boxing over everything. Fuck these fighters. Who doing something for the sport? Who doing something for the sport? For real, for real. I'm tired of you motherfuckers. You fight Hub TV, bitch niggas. You fight Hub TV. You fight Hype TV, bitch niggas. Capping. I want you guys to get the most money. I want these niggas to get the most money too. I do. But these motherfuckers gotta fight each other. You think they gonna get the most money by fighting the Camboses of the world? Really? Really? It's okay for Teofimo Lopez to break his neck to maximize the dollar for Camboses. Right? It's all good. So, Top Rank states, right? And I saw this via Fight Hub TV. Top Rank states that Camboses is not a big enough star to where they're willing to put the money up for the fight. Even though Camboses is a huge star over there in Australia, all over on the other side of the world. He is a star over there. But over here in the States, we want to shit on foreign fighters because we think we better than everybody. We got our foot up our mother. We got our nose up our asses, and we think our shit don't stink. That's our problem. We think we better than everybody. And yet and still, ain't near one of these motherfuckers really prove how they really the best in the sport. Really, really the best. You got some that put themselves in position to be the best. Then you got motherfuckers that don't want to fight them. Then you got motherfuckers that put themselves in position where everybody in their mama is gunning for you, but you finding every reason to not fight them. Then you got motherfuckers that's calling out niggas in a whole weight division higher than them, and they ain't doing shit to put themselves in position to get the fight with the motherfucker. But yet and still, they all on Instagram, they all on Twitter, all the shit. All the shit. It's bullshit. Most of you niggas on YouTube is fake bitch ass niggas. I don't fuck with the LDBC or any denomination that's affiliated with them. I don't give a fuck if we cool, if we talk on YouTube, outside. I don't care no more. I'm done with that. I picked my side. My side is boxing over everything. Fuck your narratives. Fuck your bullshit. Because a lot of y'all are claiming to be unbiased. A few YouTube channels are claiming to be unbiased. But you're not. You're not. Your channel is catered to your favorite fighter. Period, point blank. Let me get to the chat real quick. Excuse me, I had to rant real fast. What's up, Mad Dog? GC, what to do with the folk? What to do with the folk? We got Mad Dog. Like I said, I got you, Myron. I'm going to slide that beat to you ASAP. Warlord. Canelo is a stimulus checks for all these niggas. Pretty much. I mean, Canelo right now is somewhat what Floyd was when he was still competing. You get the Canelo fight, that's a big money fight. There's only one person that you could fight where you know for sure you finna make that top dollar. And that's Anthony Joshua. Everybody know that. What's up, BNK? Holla. Holla, 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 holla. Holla. Mad Chad, what to do with the folk? Queen Lisa Bells. What to do with the queen, man? What's going on with the folk? What to do with the business is with the folk, man? I just had to get to the chat real quick. But I had to say that. Because I'm tired of fighters like Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez. Big emphasis on Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan hoe-ass nigga Garcia, What's up, BJ Ben? What to do with the folk? We capping for these niggas. Well, I ain't. Y'all capping for these niggas. Y'all capping for Ryan Garcia. It's okay for the WB and the WBC, you bitch ass niggas too. Cause y'all capping for these hoe ass fighters too. 1 minute Ryan talking about he won't Tank Davis. Nigga, you was just mandated to fight Devin Haney for the WBC world title. So why the fuck would you turn down an opportunity to be a world champion to fight Tank Davis, who is not a world champion, who has done nothing in the sport of boxing? Nothing. But you would pass over a real legacy fight because Devin Haney whooped your ass in the amateurs. So you will pass over a legacy fight with Devin Haney because your whole ass don't want to risk your O. So you gonna slide, I'll fight Tank Davis. I'll fight Manny Pacquiao. You clout chasing, Ryan. And it's everybody. Bro, you want some whole bitch ass shit, bro. You are a 135-pounder who ain't did shit. Your biggest name is Luke Campbell. The highest competition that you fought is Luke motherfucking Campbell. You ain't fought shit. The same Luke Campbell that got his ass handed to him by Jorge Linares. You ain't fought shit. I'm tired of y'all saying, Luke Campbell, he's a durable opponent. But what has Luke Campbell done? How many world champions does he have? How many world titles do we have? How many? Not none. So who the fuck is Luke Campbell? We capping for Luke Campbell now? The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here, bro. I ain't hearing that. So we gonna cap for that bullshit. We gonna cap for Tank Davis, who is the king of regular champs. Ain't really fought for not too many, if any, world titles. Maybe one when he fought who? Pedraza? So the biggest name, think about that for a second. The biggest name, and Tank Davis is a star. The biggest fucking name on Tank Davis' resume is who? Who? He got 2 decent names on his resume, bro. 2. And don't nobody give no fucks about those 2, bro. Leo Santa Cruz and Pedraza. That's it. I made a whole video about that shit. So all he's got to do is fight 2 decent names. They don't even got to be good as far as in your division. You could go get a nigga that's a 130-pounder or a 126-pounder and move him up to 130 and say, he a legitimate dude because he's a world champion at 126 pounds, but we're going to fight at 130. Motherfucker, the nigga did all his work at 26. So in reality, move your bitch ass down to 126 and see him at his shit. Instead of trying to utilize and pump him up to be more than what the fuck he is to fight in a weight class that the nigga ain't never done shit in. I don't have the energy for the bullshit in boxing today. Y'all capping. Real rap. All you niggas capping. From Boo Boo Andrade, Jamal Charlo, David Fat Ass, Benavidez, all you niggas is cap. Let me see who this is. Who is this? Is this really bad, Chad?
Hey, what's going on, Boone Man? I like the passion. I like the narrative. I like the narrative today, Boone Man. We're throwing it out there. We want to see these fuckers fight. These guys have got to fight, Boone Man.
That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of the narrative bitch shit. Like, look. I'm going to even go as far as to say the shit that I heard, and I'm going to say your name in front of God and everybody. YS motherfucking M Sports Media Talk. I'm on your neck. Because that bullshit you said about Dillian motherfucking White on the boxing source was bullshit. You a Dillian White hater. You don't have to like Dillian White's style. You don't have to like the way Dillian White fight. But the motherfucker get in there with everybody. Everybody. Deontay Wilder don't. And I bet your whole ass a cap for him. Or what you gonna cap for? Luis Ortiz, nigga? The fuck out of here. Dillian White is a throwback. Do I like Dillian White's style? No. I think his style is very sloppy. I think he got a lot of stuff, a lot of holes in his game. But what I respect as a fighter myself, the motherfucker will get in there with anybody, anytime, anywhere, win, lose, or draw. You have to respect that, man. Tell me I'm lying, man, Chad. Tell me I'm lying.
You right on the fucking hitting the hammer with the fucking nail. You know, one hit and it's in, Boone, man. You're talking facts about Dillian White. I mean, utmost respect for him. Who gives a fuck about his style? He goes in there and he throws fucking bombs. He takes shots. He brings entertaining fights. Anybody can talk shit about Dillian White. Go fuck yourself, because that dude's a fucking warrior. He's an ultimate fucking warrior. I love Dillian fucking White. He's a great fighter. I mean, if anybody can disregard what he does, he hops in the ring with anybody day and night. He sacrificed for 4 months. He didn't see his newborn fucking kid to get ready for this fight. His mother's got COVID. They couldn't tell him because he went in there. He sacrifices. He's got his head on straight. And no one can fuck with Dillian White. The dude's for real. He's a warrior. He's a warrior in this today's game of shaman soft motherfuckers. Dillian White's the real deal.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Dillian White is the truth. As far as when it comes to the fight game, he the truth. I bet you Wilder not gonna fight him still. Motherfucker ain't even got no belt. Motherfucker not finna fight Dillian White. And I said Wilder got the potential to beat Dillian White because Dillian White stands right in fucking front of you, right in line for the right hand. So I feel like Dillian White was tailor-made for Wilder, but Wilder don't like to get hit. He know if he take a risk and get caught with one of Dillian White's punches, it might be all bad for him.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And what we're getting at, all these fighters are going to look back on their careers and say, why didn't I fight? You guys aren't lawyers and fucking businessmen that have it. You guys have an expiration date on your fucking career. And don't get mad at Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. for what they're doing, because they built a legacy. They were undisputed champions. People, they're still relevant. No one's going to know about you guys, and you guys are all going to be broke by the time you're 40 or 50 years old. You got to get in the ring. I just worked 8.5 fucking hours for fucking basically minimum wage. I wish I could go fight for a fucking $1 million at 22, 23 years old. Get in the ring and fight, fellas, because the time waits for nobody.
Preach. I'm trying to tell y'all. And then the same thing, it was something that Tia Female said on Fight Hub TV. Shout out Fight Hub TV, even though I'm finna rip y'all a whole new asshole today. But he said something very profound pertaining to Undisputed, how there are very few fighters throughout boxing history to obtain that mantle. So to have obtained it or being in a position to obtain it says volumes for your boxing career. So when we have a fighter of a Terrence Bud Crawford who has done something that how many fighters in boxing today have done it? Not very many. I'm sure we could count on one hand how many fighters have actually put themselves to be undisputed champion. That is the pinnacle of the sport. That is the Super Bowl. That is the NBA Finals. That is the what's in hockey, the Stanley Cup. That is the pinnacle, is to be undisputed. If you are not striving to be undisputed, you are in the wrong business. Period. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody. I'm waiting. Because ain't none of these. Look at the list that I have in front of you is all the big name fighters of today. All of them. Look at them. Compare them to these motherfuckers. There is none. Tell me I'm lying, Chad. Tell me I'm lying.
Come on, Boom, man. If I was telling you if you were lying, I'd be lying myself. So, you know. And then, Boom, man, I have no dog and no fight. I just love this sports game. You know what I mean? And like, if Mickey Ward or or Marvin Hagler were acting like these guys of today, I would move on to another fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'd move on to a Dillian White. I want to see a fighter get in the ring and fight. I want to see the phone booth style. I just want to see good, exciting fights. And these cats are dropping the fucking ball big time. And anybody wants to not say Undisputed ain't the fucking World Series MVP of the fucking finals, you're out of your fucking mind, because that's the pinnacle of the fucking mountain. That's the fucking gold medal, motherfuckers. That's the champion of the world. There's no argument once you get that. You are the baddest man in your division.
Period. You're the baddest man. There is none. So you can't say, I'm the baddest man. Well, you know, Devin Haney got a belt. I'm the baddest man. Oh, Terrence Crawford got a belt. I'm the baddest man. Anthony Joshua got a belt. It's easy to get on social media and talk. It's easy to do that. It's easy to get on YouTube and get on these platforms and talk your shit. That's easy. Easy. Get in the fucking ring and prove it. I don't give a fuck what you say in the article. I don't give a fuck what you say in the interview on YouTube. I don't give a fuck what you saying on your YouTube channel or your IG, your Twitter. I gives no fucks. I want to see what your ass gonna do when you step in that square circle against a top caliber opponent. That's gonna tell me way more about you than you talking good, sounding slick, and fighting a C-level opposition. Period. Because that's what y'all doing. You got Jamal Charlo talking about Canelo ducked him. Bro, you still mad about what Canelo did when you was at 154 pounds. Let that shit go. It's over. He ducked you in. Yes, he did. You got that. Bam, he ducked you in. But guess what? Now he's in a position where, nigga, now you got to chase him. You never put yourself in position where he has to fight you. That's what Ricky Hatton did. If you look at all the fighters that Floyd fought, Ricky Hatton was not known in America like that. He wasn't super big over here. He wasn't. Only reason why we knew about him was because of HBO. And even then, it was like, oh, okay, he's cool. But over there in the UK, they love him. Till this day. Ricky Hatton can't even walk down the goddamn street. And he still get the same. Bruh, his son Campbell just fought. And he's still under the same mystique as his father. He still got to get out of the shadow of that shit. I'm gonna get on that too, cause that Cheeseman fight, that Ted Cheeseman fight was fire. That was fire.
Oh, that was fire. That was fire. I've watched it 3 times. And it, they're not the most technical fighters, but oh my God. Was that Metcalf and that Cheeseman, the big cheese, what a freaking battle. That's what gets me excited, and that's what we should be talking about is the big cheese. I mean, that kid, what a warrior, Boone, man. That, I'd most respect the Metcalf too, but thank you for bringing that up, Boone, man, because that was a classic fight. That might be fight of the year.
Yeah, that's one of those candidates for fight of the year. I mean, the right hands that Cheeseman landed on Metcalf in round 4, and for Metcalf to eat those punches the way he ate them and still kept coming. He didn't stop. Salute to Metcalf for doing what he did, because he still fought a hell of a fight. And it took the cheese to actually say, you know what, I'm finna get you out of here for that British belt.
Oh, what a war. What a war. What a war. That was a fun fight. That was a fun fight. That was fun.
Yeah. Even towards the end of the fight, when Metcalf was catching him with them good looping right hands, and I was like, he might get him. And Cheeseman just he turned out. It was a hell of a fight, bro.
Yeah, like that big Cheeseman, he built some legacy with that fight. So didn't Metcalf with the hardcore worldwide fans. They saw 2 guys in there.
And that's something that we don't trip on with no more, Chad, because they get so caught up with the winners that we don't glorify the person that lost in the way he lost. But like I said, we don't have too many Gotti Ward fights where even though the guy that lost, it's not even a loss, really. It's like he won.
Right. Hearns Leonard, I mean, for what it's worth. I mean, no one lost that fight. Leonard lost his retina and all, but I mean, they earned so much credit. I remember all the people from the neighborhood talking about the Hearns-Hagler fight. I mean, the Hearns-Leonard, and then the Hearns-Durant. I mean, it was a buzz. There was a buzz. I was a little bit younger than the older cats, but the fucking boxing world was fucking a buzz. It was buzzing.
It was crazy. And it's like fighters are so afraid of getting embarrassed and all. It's like, bro, if you are worried about getting knocked out, if you're afraid of losing your O, Get the fuck out the sport. I'm gonna tell you right
you know
now. I'm
what?
gonna tell y'all.
You know who my favorite fighter is right now? Virgil Ortiz. He's called out Crawford. He said I might not be ready, but he wants to fight. And I love seeing that in a young fighter. That's what I want to see more of. You better not sleep on Boots Ennis either. This motherfucker, I think, will beat up Spence and Crawford. I think Virgil Ortiz might be able to beat up Crawford. Who the fuck knows? But you guys keep sleeping and talking fucking shit and all this cap. You got young dogs coming up that are hungry. Their fucking pajamas aren't silky. They're ready to go in there to die. And you better get fucking going, Crawford and all you motherfuckers, because these young dogs are coming. They're nipping at the hoofs. They're right behind you, and they are ready to take your fucking spotlight.
Mm-hmm. No, see, that people be biased, Lisa. And you already know I don't have no biasness when it comes to this sport. I'm open, I'm objective. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to admit where I'm false at. But for somebody to not give foreign fighters the credit that they deserve because they're foreign, we keep it. To me, that's too much. We so caught up in he ain't American. He's not trained by the Americans. He ain't trained over here. Bruh, check this out. Fighter is a fighter, no matter where they from. Some of the best, and I know it's not Muay Thai, but some of the best Muay Thai fighters are not just Thai people. They're not Americans either. Some of the best Muay Thai fighters, kickboxers, are over there in the fucking UK. Some of the best fucking boxers, kickboxers are over there in the fucking UK, and they fight everybody. You know why they got losses? That's why they have losses. It's not because they're bad fighters. And I'm finna get to you, YSM, because I heard what you said about Derek Chisora having double-digit losses. You know why he got double-digit losses? Because he's willing to fight everybody. Everybody. He's not willing to just fight people that benefits him and fit his style so he could just blow through them and knock them out. He's willing to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Don't give a fuck. And when you have that mentality and when you're willing to put yourself out there in that position, guess what, YSM? You're going to get some losses. If Deontay Wilder did that, if a lot of these other Tank Davis, Errol Spence, if a lot of these Jamal Jamel, Boo Boo Andrade, all you motherfuckers decide to really do that, y'all all will have losses. Period.
I mean, the inactivity of these fighters is almost fucking grotesque. It makes me fucking sick to be that inactive. One fight a year. I mean, it's fucking insanity to me, Boone, man. It's just fucking nuts.
Bro, it's crazy because when I remember reflecting on, I grew up mainly like watching like Roy Jones a lot. And I remember the year when Roy Jones Jr. fought 6 or 7 times in 1 year.
Yeah, I know it's just changed. The times have changed. It's just crazy. And these guys are so they think they're kings before they're even a fucking knight or whatever. You know, it's insanity. And they gotta realize the money's gonna fucking run out. You can't keep buying tires for your Ferrari when you're not fighting no more, fellas, because the money's in your fucking hands, and you gotta let those hands go. You gotta call your promoters, whoever's your manager, and say, "Get me in the fucking ring. I'm a bad motherfucker," and post that on Twitter. Say, "I told my promoter I want to fight whoever. Get me a fucking fight tomorrow." And you know how many fans that fucking fight is going to get and how much money he's going to get if he can go in there and put the fucking thing together and fight like a fucking warrior? He'll become a legend right now. But they're all tatty fucking putty-footing around. They're all friends. They're all in their brand new fucking cars and their jacuzzis and their brand new fucking Gucci fucking bags. It's a fucking different world, Boone, man. It's a different world. And hey, respect to the guys if they're funny with their Gucci. Fuck that. I want to see some fights in Warriors. That's why this Virgil Ortiz, I think, might be special. But just praise the kid. He impressed the shit out of me because that Hooker impressed the shit out of me too. Those motherfuckers booing Hooker, go fuck yourself because Hooker's a bad motherfucker. That guy goes in there to fucking fight. He blew his fucking hand up. But I'll tell you, that's what I like to see. I like this Virgil Ortiz, his fucking attitude.
Mm-hmm. And it's something funny that you say that because it was something that man that is your avatar, something that he said that's iconic throughout the fight game, period, and especially boxing lore itself. Something that man said that's why we having the problem that we having now. It's hard to get up and fight and train hard. You're sleeping in silk sheets and satin robes. And these dudes are fighting 5, 10 times, and after they 10 for a fifth fight, they got silk sheets, satin robes, $1 million homes, Ferraris, Bentley coupes, strippers everywhere. So the hunger is over. They're not hungry no more.
Oh yeah, they think they're Floyd Mayweather before they're fucking, pretty boy. I mean, they're going right to the fucking, they're going to the fucking upper echelon of fucking rock stars. They think they're Elvis fucking Presley, and little do they know they're a rock band playing at a fucking dive bar. I mean, these kids have got to wake the fuck up.
Hold up, he said, Chef Fred said, do y'all think the inactivity is due to weight bullying and PED cycles? I wouldn't say PED cycles, because, I think I would like to believe that that boxing is a little adamant about testing, getting, PED testing. I think they're a little more adamant about it. So I won't say it's PEDs, but I do think it's a lot of weight bullying. I do think it's a lot of weight bullying. You got a lot of guys that are fighting dudes that are 1 to 2 weight divisions lower than them, but because they have a name in that division, they try to justify that. And it's like, no. But to these casuals or these new people that's coming to boxing, they don't know better. They think that's what's up. And it's like, no, motherfucker. What I look like, I am 100 and I fight at 135 pounds. What I look like fighting a dude at 120 pounds? What I look like? Say, oh, bro, he hella raw at 120 pounds. Hey, why don't I move him up to 35? He only about 5'2". You know what I mean? He can't touch me. His arms too short, his legs too short. He gotta get through all my arsenal just to land a perfect punch or a kick on me. So I'm cheating the game. But to the casual or to somebody who don't know shit about shit, they gonna see dude and think, oh, bro, Bone is the truth. He fought that dude, blah, 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 blah. But he's a top dude at 120 pounds. The top dude at 35, I want no smoke with him because he's knocking people the fuck out, hurting people, getting them out of there. Nobody's lasting the whole 3 to 5 rounds with this dude. No, I don't want no smoke with him. I'm gonna fight that dude because he punched like he got pillows for hands. That's bitch shit. Straight bitch shit. What I will say about Virgil Ortiz is I like the kid. Think he's good. I think he's going to be a great. I don't even think he's a prospect no more. I think he's a contender. I think him and Jerron Boots Enos should fight. I think him and Jerron Boots Enos should fight, and it'll be the same equivalent to me as Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner when they fight. The winner of that fight will catapult them into a certain star status in the sport of boxing, and I think that will be a good marquee fight and a good experience fight for the two of them, and it gives you a better gauge of where these fighters are. But I highly doubt that fight is going to happen. These two dudes are going in 2 different directions, obviously. I didn't like, or I disagree with you, Chad, is I didn't like the call out for Crawford. Because when they asked him about Errol Spence, he said himself that he wasn't ready for Errol. Just like you said, he said he wasn't ready for Crawford, but he's not as adamant about fighting the unified champion at welterweight, but he's adamant about fighting Terrence Crawford. What I am upset about with that is all the channels that are pushing the narrative now that Crawford is ducking Virgil Ortiz. That's what's pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? That's what's upsetting.
Oh, yeah. There's no ducking. Crawford, by no means. I didn't mean to come across like that. If someone had a gun to my head, I think Crawford box his ears off. But a lot of people saying Ortiz ain't ready. I mean, kind of he is what he is. I mean, when you're 22 years old, I mean, Wilfred Benitez won a world fucking title at 17. I mean, when you can fight, you can fight. I always see Virgil Ortiz. He's going to carry the style with him, I think, forever. He's going to get hit to hit, and that's his style. That like it or leave it, but he knows how to throw punches at angles. He knows how to fight. You could just watch him and you can see that this kid knows how to fight. And I like the youthfulness and I just like the attitude. I didn't get he was, disproving Spencer Crawford. I think the kid just wants to fight whoever. And what really got me after the fight, they wanted to go party in the rooms and everything. Virgil just wanted to go see his family. He said, I've been away from my family. I'm going to see my family. He's just a real humble kid. And I like that. I just like his warrior mentality. I was very impressed with Hooker. I was very impressed with that fight. And I can't wait to see Hooker and Ortiz fight again. Whoever they fight, it's going to be a great fight.
It's going to be fireworks, man. And y'all need to get off my boy Hooker, man. He fought a hell of a fight for a guy who everybody already like sent off, like, oh, Hooker gonna get slapped, Hooker ain't got this. For somebody who had nothing but negative feedback coming into this fight, he fought a lot better than I thought he was gonna fight, and he got a lot more respect from me than he did from the fans that was there that night. I didn't appreciate the way the fans treated him, because at the end of the day, and even I say this about Deontay Wilder, as much as I hate his style, if you get up in there, if you're willing to get up in there, you deserve all the respect in the world. And I say the same thing about Deontay Wilder style that you said, YSM, about Dillian White style. I don't like Wilder style. I can't stand it. One trick pony, don't got shit special. Ain't nothing, no special effects, nothing. But is he undefeated? Well, not undefeated anymore. But did he become a world champion? Yes. Did he reign as a champion? Yes. Was his reign like worth like super duper boasting about? No. But he did win a world title. He did defend his world title. And if you want to base it off of that, we do base champions off of not just winning the titles, but defending it. So he won the title. He defended it. Do I like his style? No. But do I respect what he's done as a heavyweight fighter? Yes. So it ain't about liking his style, not liking his style, but respect game. Respect game. And that's all I'm saying when it comes to Dillian White and when I heard YSM's comments on the Boxing Sources live stream the other night. I get so tired of people hating on Dillian White. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It just drives me up a fucking wall, and it just gets on my nerves with that shit. But with go ahead.
Yeah. Boom, man, real quick, like Dillian, I always appreciated his style. I just like him because he'll fight anybody, like you said. But that ring walk when he came in, with the Jaws anthem,
yeah,
and then he segues into the AC/DC, and then when the camera tuned in close and he had that rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler, I fucking got choked up. I wanted him to win so fucking bad. I respect Povetkin so much, an old warhorse that can fight, and I respect him so much. But my fucking love for Dillian White when he had that Hagler robe on, that meant so much to me, just that he showed the respect and, what a good guy. And he's in the locker room with Povetkin. They traded, their trunks. He brought the stool over to him. He's really a class act, and he sacrificed a lot for this fight. And if you can disrespect Dillian White, you don't understand boxing, and you have a narrative.
Right, you do. You have a narrative, and if you disrespect Alexander Povetkin, you're crazy. Alexander Povetkin this is what his second or third generation that he's been in, because he was around during the Klitschko era.
Forever, he's fought everybody. I mean, he's a legend. He'll go in the Hall of Fame. He's a legend. He's at the end of the game. He'll retire. But the class that Dillian White showed this old legend was immense, and that means so much. And when Dillian lost to him the first time, I didn't hear no fucking excuses about any shit. You know what I'm saying? He just said, "Hey, and it's warriors. It's mano a mano with respect. The true warriors of this game respect each other in a win and in a loss."
Mm-hmm. Yep. Period, point blank. And I told y'all, made the video, or I did a stream. As soon as Dillian White lost, what did Dillian White do? Did Dillian White sulk? Did he make excuses? No. Just what Chad said. Didn't do it. What did he do? The motherfucker went back to the gym. Right back to I'm talking about that Tuesday. Back in the gym.
And everybody was saying, "Who do you like, Chad Vaughn?" I said, "I love Dillian White this fight. It's because he's gonna learn. He's gonna prepare for this. His mind's in the right set. He's fighting an older guy that you can age and And then I could see this coming away. I'm sorry, Boom Man, for cutting you off, but keep going, because let's give Dillian White some praise here, because this man deserves it.
You do, because everybody shits on Dillian White for whatever reason. And Deontay Wilder is quoted to have been stated to saying he's going to freeze him out for 3 years. Froze him out, still lost, and now you're in a position where, if you look at it, who in a better position, Dillian White or Deontay Wilder? Dillian White is the interim champion. He's next in line to win a WBC strap. That he's been literally ducked upon throughout his whole career. Oh yeah, and this is something else I gotta say when it comes to Dillian White. YSM Sports Media. When you was talking about, oh, you didn't like how he fought Lucas Brown and this person, that person. Well, if your bitch ass partner Wilder would have just stepped to the motherfucking plate and fought him, he wouldn't have had to go through all that shit. How about that? Cause wasn't he number one contender for Wilder for God knows how the fuck long? And Wilder just, nope, I'm not going to fight Dillian White. Dillian White, who is Dillian White? All this bullshit. All the bullshit, all the smoke and mirrors. All of it. Bullshit. So what did Dillian White do? He said, all right, fuck it. Wilder not going to fight me. So guess what? I got to fight this dude. I got to fight Lucas Brown. Then I got to fight Joe. Okay, so hold up. I'm getting mixed up. I'm sorry. I'm a little emotional right now. The WBC told him, fight Lucas Brown, you get Wilder. He fought Lucas Brown, knocked him out. He was supposed to get Wilder. Didn't happen. So when you talk shit about the Lucas Brown fight, the only reason why he fought the motherfucker because they told him he fight Lucas Brown, beat him, he get Wilder next. Fought him, beat him. Oh, no, you're not getting Wilder. We'll give you Joseph Parker. So what they was trying to do was get him to lose so they could talk shit about him. So what happened? He beat Joseph Parker. What you say? I don't think he beat Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker did this. Hell of a fight. Dillian still won. Fuck what you talking about. Fought Joseph Parker, beat Joseph Parker, still didn't get Wilder. So what did they say? Oh, Chisora beat him. Chisora got him. Let's put Chisora in his face. We'll say, hey, we'll give you Chisora. If you beat Chisora, we'll give you Wilder. All right, cool. Give him Chisora. Beat Chisora. Knock him the fuck out. No Wilder. Oh, fuck. Well, shit. Let's give him young ass, hungry, undefeated Oscar Rivas. Yeah, Oscar would get him. And wrong again. Beat Oscar Rivas. Still no Wilder. Fuck you, YSM. Straight up. What's up, Art? What's up, Red Glove? What to do with the folk?
Hey, what up? What up? All facts, man. The WBC. Hold on.
You eating them sandwiches again, Red Glove?
Nah, I was drinking some water and a ice chip got in my mouth, and but I live in Florida, so you know it gets hot down here.
Yeah,
but but what was I saying? Oh yeah, but they've been dicking him around, and really like Mauricio Soliman, he is a cancer to boxing. Like he's trying to water down the sport. You know, it seems like he plays favorites with that franchise. Think about it. We got 3 franchise champions, all of them Hispanic. All right. And I'm Hispanic. But here's the thing. I don't give a shit about race. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, orale, fucking Suleiman, you're doing good for my people. No, fuck that bullshit. Like I want competition. I don't want to be, you know, spoon-fed.
Yeah, pre-outcomes, RGM. Red Glove, they're pre-outcomes. And like you said, I hate calling people out, but he might be the fucking crudest, retardedest fucking shit going on in the world, WBC. That dude's fucked up.
He is. I can't stand Suleiman. You know, like, I rather the sport be done right than him try to, you know, like that whole shit that he pulled with, what was that chick's name? The one that cheated against Franchon Cruz. He tried to go to bat for her.
Yeah, the Butch bitch.
The one who looks like a bigger version of Lomachenko.
Yeah, just that bitch looked weird, bro. I knew she was on something, bro, because her voice was too deep at the end of that. The first time she fought, the time she fought Fran, her voice was hella deep. I was like, bro,
it a girl? Is it a girl?
Yeah,
she's a girl.
Yeah, are you sure?
If you look up, I think there's interviews on YouTube of hers from like 2016, I think it is. Her voice is noticeably more feminine. So yeah, she is a woman, but she's on some shit. She's on some kind of hormones or something, because her voice is deep now, and to me she looked like a bigger version of Lomachenko. Real talk.
Yeah.
But
I'm not familiar with that girl's game, but there was a woman basketball player. She's averaging like 20 points, 12 rebounds. She's like 6'6", but she was a fucking guy. You know what I mean? And I think they got to question a lot of that stuff, because now today, you get a lot of these kids, because Bruce Jenner really set the tone. A lot of Americans look at him like a hero when he got a sex change. I kind of think he should have been looked at like he might have to go get some mental fucking help. Bruce, you're fucking Bruce Jenner. You're an Olympic gold medalist. You were on the cover of Wheaties. Now, you know, and it's cool to a lot of people. And I think a lot of these kids, I think Dwayne Wade might have a son. And God bless everybody here. Freedom. I love freedom. But you gotta keep an eye on these young boys that are becoming women, and they compete, because we're going to be seeing this later on. I'm telling you, because a lot of these girls were boys at birth.
Well, in this particular case, this is more. This would more likely be a woman transitioning into a man, and just hasn't completed it yet.
Right.
Yeah. Because like I said, I've seen old interviews. I think from 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and she did sound noticeably more feminine. She also looked noticeably more feminine. And now she's lost some weight since those days, and her voice has become deeper. You know, her Adam's apple is developing quite nicely. But
that's fucking awesome shit, Red Glove Militant.
But this is what we got to deal with, and I'm not talking about the transgender issue. I'm talking about with Mauricio Soliman. He always plays favorites, and I hate to say it, but it always tends to be people who are Hispanic, especially when they're Mexican. He always gives the benefit of the doubt. You know, that whole thing. He should have kept his mouth shut and said, and when he was questioned about it, he should have just said, "Look, the investigation's being done, and I have faith that, you know, the truth will come out." If he would have said that, I would be like, all right, you know, kudos to you. But no, he went to bat for her. He went to bat for Canelo when he tested for the Combuterol, you know. And then, like I said, every franchise champion we have is Hispanic. If this is supposed to be a belt that we take in consideration, why do we not have one in every single division?
Good luck. Good luck. But this is who he's talking about, Chad. Her.
Yeah, her.
Right. Wow. Like that's who like the next basketball player should fight is her, not a fucking guy boxer. Because that girl right there, that girl would kick the fucking shit out of me. That is Jack. She's Jack. She's ripped. She's got fucking python for fucking arms, and she's really quite handsome.
That was hilarious.
Good one, Chad. Good one.
Yeah, she's on cover GQ, fellas.
She's really quite handsome. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's funny. If she next thing, the only thing that would have made it better is if Chad would have said, "Hey, you know what? I have a single daughter. If you're single."
Yeah, I got a single daughter, you know what I'm saying? She needs some manliness in her life. She needs somebody to really keep her in line.
Oh, that's a woman. That's scary.
Yeah, that is a woman, ladies and gentlemen, and she was caught off the juice. And it was just like, and they didn't even want to give Fran her belt back, I heard. They didn't even want to give her shit back at first.
That's what I'm saying. Mauricio Soliman, you know, he just because she's Mexican, he wanted her to have the belt, regardless of how she got it. And I think that's what it is. I think it's because she's Mexican, and he like I said, he's playing favorites right now. And you know what? I take it as I take it as an offense that he would think that I'm half Mexican. I ain't stupid. You know, I take it as an insult to my intelligence when he does stupid shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you follow the money trail, it's something about the money with that guy. He seems like the dirtiest scoundrel out of the group. You know, he just seems like how he's just. But the fighters aren't fighting, which is so bizarre. I don't understand what's going on with the. Now he's with the PBC.
Who? The WBC?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mainly with the WBC, and he's cool with of course, you know what I'm saying, Oscar. You know what I mean? They on good terms, so it's just like. And they willing to pay them sanctioning fees and all that shit. So I mean,
That's
really,
what it is. Sanctioning fees. It's like just cutting the pie up. It's just all these, elevated belts, the gold, silver, bronze. It's just they diced up the cake so small that it's watered down the sport, so they can just keep getting the money. That's what it is. It's about the money, and us fans are getting fucking kicked right in the teeth not watching these fighters fight. Because if the fighters fight, you get the money. I mean, you get the money fights, you get the pay-per-views, you get everybody buzz, you get the buzz back. If you get the fights, I don't understand why they're sleeping on this.
Mm-hmm. Y'all paying for the fight May 1st?
Oh,
Y'all know what
no.
happened May 1st.
That's
Andy
my
Ruiz,
man.
Chris
That's
Arreola.
my favorite heavyweight in the world right there. Now he's with Reynoso. His fucking legs look like fucking tree trunks from the redwood forest. I mean, he's got the fastest hands. He's got a chin. An obese, fat, out of shape Andy Ruiz fucking beat the shit out of fucking Adonis, Anthony Joshua. Now he's got Reynoso. Now he's on a diet. Now he's got his head straight. He's been fighting since he was 8 years old. Andy Ruiz is going to be a problem, and I will probably buy the fucking fight because I want to see Andy fight the Destroyer. I'm on with the Destroyer. I am getting that fucking fight. I don't give a fuck.
Well, at least Chad getting it. I'm not paying for shit.
I'm not paying for it either because you know what? Think about it. They're charging $50 for two guys coming off of losses. And shout out to Andy Ruiz because I will say at least he's taking shit serious, or at least it appears to be that way. But still, like we're talking about two guys who are coming off of losses. This is a fight that should happen, but it should be happening on free TV, in my opinion. We shouldn't have to pay for this shit. And you know why they're doing it? For the same thing I was just talking about. Two Mexicans. Look, the fight is happening on May 1st. That ain't no coincidence.
Yeah, that's what Cinco de Mayo weekend, right?
Yeah. It's the weekend before Cinco de Mayo. So they're banking on the Mexican fan base. And you know what? They're gonna make money off of it. Maybe not as much as they think, but they're gonna make some money off of it because let's keep it real. Like growing up, my dad, he would have bought this fight. He would have. And all my cousins and everybody on my dad's side of the family, I know they're gonna buy that shit. Me, I ain't paying for shit. This should have been on free TV.
See,
you know what?
Streaming and all that. But I, like you said, your dad, I'm 51. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad of a buy. Like if I'm gonna go see Godzilla, King Kong, and take whoever with me and stuff, I'm gonna drop fucking close to 100. You know what I mean? And I'm probably not gonna get the adventure of I'm gonna see a real live Godzilla with fucking Andy Ruiz Jr. You know what I mean? And $50 ain't all that much for watch. But regardless, and that's what it came to though. It's just so bizarre. I see both sides of the street, but it's like like you said, your old man would watch the fight. I'm torn with all this politics and all that, but I just love watching the fights, and I'm willing to pay.
Well, this is what I think they should have did, Chad. This is just me. All right. I think PBC, for one, should be putting on more fights, okay? And what that will allow them to do is if they're doing more fights, they could put a good number of those fights on an app or something like that to where they pay, kind of like the Zone, charge a monthly fee, and that I would have been cool with. But a $50 $50 for one fight card for two guys coming off of losses. There's no title on the line. These guys are not pound for pound. This isn't like a fight that the fans have been clamoring for. So why do they got to pay for it? See what I'm saying? But if they had like a flat fee where you got every PBC fight included, it could be $25. It could be $30. That would be fine because everything is included. But we're talking about $50 for one fight card for a fight that we weren't clamoring for.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, it's like we want to see a fight. We want to pay for a fight that we really want to see. Nobody was jumping through fire hoops saying we want to see Andy Ruiz fight Chris Arreola. If anything, they wanted to see Andy Ruiz fight Deontay Wilder. That's what a lot of people was clamoring to see was Deontay Wilder. And I do want to see Deontay Wilder come back. I want to see what he's going to do. I want to see if he. I'm tired of hearing the talk, and I think if he were to come back, because the Charles Martin talk that was funny to me. I gotta preach on that. Because Wilder was supposed to come back and fight Charles Martin. What happened? What happened? What happened to Charles Martin? And now Wilder don't got no opponent. So, in my personal opinion, I think Wilder is just basically mooching off the sport, pretty much. He just basically taking everything off that he can from the sport, pretty much. He's not really finna do shit, but I don't really see, because he's not finna fight Fury again. We can forget about seeing that trilogy. Like, we can let that shit go. That shit not finna happen.
Yeah, but people still talking about a contract, I hear, and all this. I'm like, these people are in Hoogie Boogie land. I mean, you better wake up from your disillusional dream. They're not fighting. Those two are not fighting. I mean, and I do want to see Wilder fight again, because every boxer, if he's on pay-per-view, I'll buy it. I don't give a fuck who he's fighting. Just for the fact I want to see him fight. I think he's electric when he's on. Everybody wants to see a nuclear power punch. And, you know, I want to see him fight again. I do, but I just feel like this guy ain't ever going to fight again. I just feel like his will, his want, and desire is gone, especially with the whole bizarre. I mean, the bizarreness of saying Mark Breland might have poisoned you or something. That just threw me way off. Because after when they talked about the glove, I get the glove thing. I'm listening about that. Hey, the gloves can be funky, you know. But you kind of know his history. You know he's a gypsy. You know he's already fucking questioned before water and stuff. You know he's been prosecuted before for cheating. So you're keeping an extra eye on him if you're Wilder in the first fight. And then after the first fight, you're thinking something might have went wrong. So the second fight, you're on him like fucking white on rice. You're on this guy like fucking Sherlock fucking Holmes before no hanky-panky. And then to get all through that, when it got to Mark Breland, because people say, and he holds a dear part of me. I mean, that's why I have Hagler. Growing up in that era, Mark Breland, in high school from 84 to 88, Mark Breland was the face of American boxing other than Mike Tyson, basically, and Sugar Ray. He was on the cover of Ring magazine as an amateur. I think he might be the most decorated amateur in the history of fucking the Olympics or United States. I mean, he's crazy. And he won me McDonald's. I remember you used to be able to get this game at McDonald's. If your fighter won a gold, you'd get a Big Mac and a fucking Happy Meal. I ate fucking Big Macs for fucking a month because of Mark Breland, you know? And for someone to get to that part, that delusional, where you're going to put a legend, a Hall of Fame boxer, somebody that has helped you out, somebody that can argue saved your life in the fight, and you're going to say that he might have put something in your water. That just made me so upset at Deontay, because I wanted him to beat Fury the first time. I wanted Wilder to beat him the second time. But after the second time, right after the fight, I shut it off. He said no excuses. He was upset. I want to go out on my shield. I'm like, there he is. He'll be back. Then it just fucking went fucking cuckoo from there.
Good luck.
It just went cuckoo, and I don't get it. Like, I think he might suffered brain damage, or he might have got into some acid because the twerking video and all this, and then people are holding him like as a king. It's like a cult following. Like, he could go to Jonestown like that fucking Jim Jones, and he could say, "Hey, everybody, drink the fucking Kool-Aid. We're getting out of here." Those motherfuckers that are with him to this day, they would drink the fucking Kool-Aid and go to the spaceship. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
And blind loyalty isn't loyalty. I say that shit all the time. Like, you sit there and it's okay to support a guy. It's okay to have a guy back. But the moment you don't hold a grown-ass man accountable for what they do wrong, then you are an enabler. Period.
And you're blaming a legend that us old school diehard fans hold dearly to our heart. If you are a true fucking fan of the sweet science, you remember Mark Breland and what he did, you know? And that, you know, and for it to go that far and not hold yourself accountable, and then, you know, it just really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like I said, if Hagler would have got done with the Leonard fight and went on and on and on about losing, you know, he did. He said, "Hey, I got robbed," but he wanted to fight Leonard immediately after. It's a whole, you know, there was no excuses really. I got a bad taste in my mouth with Loma, made excuses with Tio. I'm like, Loma, shut the fuck up. I don't like excuses.
Dude said he watched the interview where he did the interview in his native country, in his native tongue. The motherfucker said, "I watched the fight 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. He watched the fight 5 different times, and he still think he won. How do you win? I don't give a fuck who he is. How do you win a 12-round fight when you give up 7 rounds? You gave up 7. You gave up 7 out the 12. You lost right there. Boom. You lost. You didn't gave up half the fight. You lost. So you could give up 7 rounds and you could win everything after that. You still lost unless you put Teofimo on his ass like 2 or 3 times, or at least once or twice. That didn't happen. You gave up 7 rounds. Then you decided to what your plan was didn't work, which was to take him in the deep waters. And that shit didn't work.
Then it went to the 12th round, and Tio was going to knock him the fuck out. In the 12th round, Tio was ready to knock him out. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if they fight, Tio was so much bigger. You're talking about a bigger man. Tio looked like twice the fucking size. And no excuses, though. Loma, like I said, he watched it, and he still thinks he won. What the fuck is he watching?
5 times. It's not like, I watched the fight when I got home and I watched it that one time and I felt I won. This motherfucker said, no, I watched it 5 times. And he said it with confidence, Chad.
He's a prima donna. He's a prima donna. He's Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley died on a fucking shitter because he thought he was still looking good in his fucking Vegas suit and he weighed 700 fucking pounds. You know what I mean? These people are in denial of their fucking. That's when they fall. That's when they fall, when you get in that denial state. Loma should watch the film and say, what the fuck happened? I gave away 7 rounds. Hey, I want to fight him again. I think I can beat him next time. But the kid got me that day. Hey, that's what he should have said. Other than my shoulder, this and that. No, I won. No, Loma, you fucking lost.
Yeah, you lost. You lost. And the thing is, you lost fair and square, bro. You didn't get cheated. Nobody hated on you. Nobody gave you a
if they would have gave that to Loma, that would have been one of the biggest robberies in the fucking history of the fucking sport right there. If they would have gave that decision to Lomachenko, there would have been a fucking riot because that would have been so fucked up.
That would have been shady. Because I watched that whole fight and was like, once I got to round 5, I was like, Loma winning it. I mean, Teofimo winning this. Like, Loma not doing nothing. Like, Teofimo is just walking him down and dictating the pace of the fight. And just, like, Loma was just waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like, bro, you waiting too long. We got MMA champ in the building. He said he got some news for us, bro. What's the news, MMA champ? What to do with the folk?
Yo.
What's going on, bro? I hear you got some news. What's up? What to do with the folk?
We got some news. I'm gonna wait until Hefe gets on the pen.
Okay. Well, I don't see nobody, but anyway. So, what I also was gonna say pertaining to Teofimo was I didn't like how they are justifying Teofimo moving up. Right? Now, dig this. They justifying Teofimo fighting the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. Right? And he can go from being undisputed at 135 and he could jump right into another undisputed fight at 140. My gripe is if Teofimo can just go from one undisputed to another, no hassle, no bullshit. But when Crawford goes from undisputed to moving up and trying to get these big dudes to fight him is not happening. Not happening.
I'll have his backstage.
It's all these excuses. I know who backstage. I see him. I'm talking. So I feel like that's bogus. That's a bunch of bogus bullshit. And I'm gonna go have 4 on the panel, so I'm gonna slide you down real quick and move him up. What to do with the folk?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's up with it? I hear you got some news. What's the news?
Yeah, but Black and Brown just got arrested, bro. It's a big news, man. You know what I'm saying? He's on the Google Hangouts. We have him on Google Hangouts, and he just got arrested, bro. You guys want to know?
No, not really. I mean, that's kind of personal. I'm kind of trying to get on this Teofimo hype, man. But I appreciate you, Hefe, for with that info.
Yeah, he got arrested for sexual assault, bro. So just letting the people know, for anybody that fucks with him, bro. So
you on some other shit. I ain't with that. Kick rocks. That's that bullshit.
You know, but even then, Boone, man, like we go like this. Fucking Loma thought he won the fight, okay? All right, fuck you, Loma. Loma said he had a hurt shoulder. Okay,
Right.
fuck you, Loma. But Deontay Wilder took it to the whole fucking other level of fucking shit. It's like, this is fucking nuts. You know what I mean? And like, I don't like excuses, but Deontay Wilder took it to this level of, you know, basically you get a murder charge if you're poisoning somebody, you know?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like this with Wilder. If Wilder really want to fight, he gonna fight. When he really wants to fight, he gonna fight. He really is. So, hey, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Dig this. All y'all that's in the chat right now on this black and brown shit, miss me. Cause for real, you niggas in the MXBC with this shit right now, bro, y'all being messy little ass kids. All right? So y'all sitting up there taking somebody's situation and y'all making content out of it, making fun of another grown man's situation, regardless of what it is. Y'all some little ass kids for that. That's kid shit.
Booming for what it's worth, right? For what it's worth, I'm 51. These guys are out of their fucking mind, right? But if there are any fucking buddy that I'm communicating with that fucks around with a kid, I would like to know about it because I will disassociate myself with the motherfucker so quick, and I will personally pound their fucking head in with a fucking Louisville Slugger if anybody fucks with a kid.
And I
would like that to be brought to my attention because those are serious fucking accusations, and I don't ever want to be associated with anybody fucking around with a kid because I will kill anybody that fucks around with a kid.
And I understand that, Chad. You are not wrong for that assumption. You're not wrong for that emotion. What I'm on is I know that these dudes take little shit and they just blow it up to be more than what it is. I know black and brown. Black and brown is literally on the other side of me. So if it was something major like that, trust me, I will gladly get at black and brown. But I know what they're
right. Because I never heard anything like that in my, my maybe 6-7 months hanging out here with different panels and just chilling. I know those fucking MXBC, they're out of their fucking mind, and I don't mind them at all. You know what I mean? They're just they're fun kids. They're having fun. But I never heard them say anything about that type of shit, and that's all. I like talking boxing because I don't want to talk about that shit.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that. I'm on here trying to talk about boxing. I'm not trying to talk about black and brown's personal. That's his personal business. That has nothing to do with boxing. There's nothing to do with boxing. Now, if you'd have hit me up on Instagram and said black and brown, blah, 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 oh, okay, that's a mental note. But don't come on my stream while I'm talking this good boxing talk with my two brothers, Mad Chad and Red Glove Militant, and you want to come on here with some old gossip bullshit. Take that shit to your channel. Take that shit somewhere else. Don't bring it here. We on here trying to talk this boxing talk, bro. I got my man Mad Chad who love talking boxing. I got Red Glove who I hardly ever get to come on the live. Bro, I'm here to talk about boxing, bro. I'm not here to talk about somebody's personal business.
Yeah.
So
booming.
That was my gripe though, is that they're bumping up all these other fighters into higher divisions, and they get in the fight for world titles, and it's no argument. It's no argument. It's no, he ain't did nothing at this weight. He don't deserve. He need to fight this person. He need to fight that. It's none of that. It's only that for Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the only person that got to jump through fire hoops and cartwheels and backflips just to get a title shot.
You know what's funny? Then they defend the Mikey Garcia Errol Spence fight.
Sweet Jesus. And that's another thing that upsets me. Y'all will sit there and compare Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is not a fucking welterweight. This is a lightweight who ran from Lomachenko to welterweight. And then what is he doing? What is he doing at welter? What is Mikey Garcia doing? The biggest name that Mikey Garcia has beat, not fought, but beat, is who? Jesse Vargas. That's it. Nobody special. Jesse Vargas at this particular time in boxing, no disrespect to you. I think you're a hell of a fighter. But right now, you're a gatekeeper to me. You're a gatekeeper. You're the guy that people fight to gauge where they at. That's how I look at you. That's how I look at Adrian Broner. Gatekeeper. Just fight this guy, see where you at. No different. I get tired of people saying that I shit on black fighters. I shit on everybody. I shit on all fighters. Shit on Loma. I shit on Canelo. Oh, yeah. And to all you new subscribers, I appreciate y'all for coming to subscribe to my channel. But understand this. When I give Canelo some heat, I want y'all to keep that same energy. Because everybody get heat over here. What's up, Iron Cone? What to do with the folk? Loma Dutch.
You know what fight I really want to see? I'm a big fan of the fighter. I've been following him for a minute. That Brian Castano, the junior middleweight there. He just fought the Ramirez, and he's just a classic fighter. He goes in there, he's got the kind of short arms. He's just in there, he's got to work his angles. And, he can get hit and he throws one. He fought a great fight with Lara. And I want to see him fight Charlo because I believe that would be for undisputed. And I like Castano a lot. I know that he beat Spence. His amateur record is very, very nice. And he did beat Spence back in the day. And Spence has a very, very nice amateur record. And, anytime you step in the ring with Errol Spence, you're going to be in a fight. And Castano did beat him, even if it wasn't the amateurs. I think he beat Deverchenko in a, 6-round. Castano is a great fighter. So aren't those Charlos. But again, these Charlos, you got to get fighting. You guys have so much talent, but no one's going to know who you are. And your money's going to be gone in 4 or 5 years because your expiration, you guys are technical fighters that when you get old, you lose that half of a second. You lose that quarter of a second. And then when you lose that quarter of a second, you lose a 75% payday because now you're not a prize fighter no more. Now you're a gatekeeper. You got to get it now, Charlos. You got to get it now, Errol, Terrence. You got to fight now because if you lose, man. Yeah, it's fine. Right. It's fine. It's fine, Tank and Ryan, if you two fight and one of you lose in the 11th round knockdown. That's fine. Everybody's going to respect you. Yeah. Don't be afraid of this shit.
They're not going to hate you because you fought a hell of a fight and you lost. They actually might love you more because we actually might learn more about you in your loss. You might have to dig deep. You might have to show us something. You know what I'm saying? So we might be like, oh, we didn't know Tank got down like that. Oh, we didn't know that was in Errol. We didn't know that was in Crawford. We didn't know they had it like that. So maybe if you're not gonna know how good you are until you fight somebody that's either just as good as you or better.
Ryan Garcia got a little buzz from beating the little bantamweight gold medalist from England. He can't hit. He has no dog, no killer in him. You know what I mean? And Ryan got up from a knockdown from that, and there was a buzz right after that. There was a buzz with Garcia, and then he had it for a split second, and then he started talking all this fucking stupid, fucking retarded. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Fighting Pacquiao? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with who does he think he is? And he's got like a gold tattoo, like he's Jesus Christ. He put the wreath around his thing. The kid might have fucking I think he does, and I have mental issues. Don't we all have mental issues? But I think you got to go a little bit fucking deep with this. Someone got to tell him, shut the fuck up, Ryan. I mean, I think he might be hanging around with Sugar Kush too long. His brother's Sugar Kush. If you got a fucking nickname Sugar Kush, you're fucked up. You know what I mean? And now you're getting and you're calling out Manny Pacquiao because and you're fucking hugging your trainer like you won the World Series. I get it, you won, but you beat fucking Luke fucking Campbell, kid. What the fuck? He fucking knocked your fucking ass down, and if he would have had a little Marvin Hagler in him or a Mike Tyson, he would have fucking crippled your fucking head. But no, he let you up and he didn't go get you. And you want to celebrate like you beat fucking, fucking Alexis Arguello. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. He really think he did something just off of beating Luke Campbell.
And then he does nothing. And other than talk fucking bullshit. It's like, what the fuck, kid? How fast he can throw a little, what the fuck? What the fuck, kid? You're losing us. I mean, yeah, you're a young kid, but stop talking the fucking shit and let's see you fucking fight.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to see you fight somebody. I don't want to see you beat Luke Campbell and think now, oh, I'm the best thing since sliced bread because I beat Luke Campbell. What killed me was when Ryan Yo-Ho ass went on Mike Tyson, hot boxing with Mike Tyson, and you going to sit up there and say, in front of Mike Tyson, like, it's the best thing in the world. I beat Luke Campbell. I beat Luke Campbell. I stopped Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell ain't never been stopped. I stopped Luke Campbell. I never Luke Campbell. So you basing your whole career off of Luke Campbell, who ain't finna do shit, ain't did shit. That's like Tank basing his career off of
Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz, smaller guy than him.
Santa Cruz. That's like him saying, "I'll be Leo Santa Cruz." What? Like really? Really? You crazy as hell. You crazy as hell. That's like Jermell saying, like, "Oh, I beat Tony Harrison. I beat Tony Harrison." Who the fuck? No diss to you, Tony. But who the fuck is Tony Harrison before Jermell Charlo? Who is Tony Harrison? Every time you say Tony Harrison, the first thing you're going to connect him to is who? Jermell Charlo. So who is Tony Harrison without Jermell Charlo? Because Jermell Charlo and Tony Harrison is like Ali Frazier. Their names will be connected forever. You can't say one without the other. That's what I have noticed. Oh, we got my man. We got Iron. We got my boy Iron Kong. What it do with the phone?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, brothers? What's
What's going on? Glad to have you, bro.
They all good, man. You know, thank you for giving me the chance to come on.
Appreciate it, man. Love have you, bro. You and Red Glove are two of the main people I hardly ever get on here. Red Glove always busy. Your ass work like you ain't like you finna be homeless tomorrow and shit. So so you know it's good to have you on here, bro. I appreciate it. But we cooking on right now. We cooking on Jermell Charlo possibly fighting Castano for undisputed at 54. And I'm saying this right now, and I'm gonna stick to it. And if I don't, y'all got the right to cuss me the fuck out. But I'm going with Castano, 12-round SD. I think it's gonna be a split. I think Castano is going. I think the reason why I say it's gonna be an SD because I think Castano is gonna be winning the rounds, but I think Jamal is gonna get that one or that knockdown that's gonna kind of make the fight more even. But I think Castano is gonna win from his pressure because I don't think Jermell could deal with the pressure and the volume punching. Now, if Jermell gets his timing down, I think he could time him and get him. But if he can't time Castano's pressure is going to be too much, and he going to overwhelm him, and I think he'll get him in the SD.
Booming. Sorry, Kong. Hey, everybody here, hit the like for Booming because we're really talking some nice boxing talk. We have some great guests here. Kong, I've seen you talk before. You are very knowledgeable. Are you from Jamaica?
No. I'm from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Right. You kind of sound like you're from Kingston.
No. I'm from.
It's DNA. It's the DNA.
He's in the Caribbean though. I've been to St. Kitts. It's a very
nice call on Castano. Nice call on Castano, and let everybody else talk. Thanks again. Hit the like for Boomman because it's nice to be able to sit here with some intelligent people and talk some my greatest sport in the world, the sweet science. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Kong, who you got, Jermell or Castano? Who you think gonna take that?
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm no expert on Castano. However, I have seen Jermell in problems with Tony Harrison. Like I remember watching his second fight, and I was shocked that at the stoppage they had Jermell ahead on the cards, and I couldn't understand because, in my opinion, Tony Harrison was winning that fight. Right? I don't know if anybody else would disagree with that. But Jermell does have issues with certain people. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a lot about Castano. So all I know is that Castano seems to be a guy who brings good pressure. He did that against Teixeira, and that's the only fight I've ever seen him in. If that's his style of fighting, you think that would be the best thing for a Jermell Charlo, like coming forward pressure?
Nah, because Jermell is good at fighting off the back foot. He can fight off the back foot. He's shown that he could do that. But I don't see him knocking nobody down off the back foot or knocking somebody out off the back foot. That's my thing. And I know Castano.
Kong, are you familiar with Lara?
Well, go ahead, Chad.
Is Kong familiar with Lara?
I am.
Yeah, Castano had a draw. He fought him to a draw, and Lara, I thought, was one of the nicest technical fighters I've seen in a while. And I really like Lara a lot. And but Castano beat Spence in the amateur. He beat Derevchenko. You know, he's a really well-schooled fighter from a fighting family. He's Argentinian, and he seems to be humble. And it would be, I think their styles match up for a great fight. I think it would be a great fight.
Mm-hmm. Red Glove, who you got? Castano, Jermell?
I'm gonna have to go with Jermell. I just think Jermell, he's dangerous in every round. We saw that with Tony Harrison in the second fight. And I'm with y'all. I don't see how they had him winning before the knockout. But he does have, it's not like he sucks technically. I just think that Harrison is better than him technically. So I think he'll pull it off. We'll see. But I'm not writing off Castano either. I think Castano definitely has the ability to beat him. I just think when fight night comes, I think Jermell Charlo is going to win.
I also think that what will be the difference is what did keep me on the edge was how will Castano punch resistance be with Jermell, because Jermell can punch. And if Castano can deal with Jermell's punching power, I'm telling you, mentally, both Charlos are fucked. If you can break them mentally, I don't care how physically strong they are. Both Charlo brothers have a mental incapacity to, once you break them mentally, they're done. And I honestly believe that if Castano can deal with Jermell Charlo's punching power, and he shows Jermell Charlo that no matter what you do to me, you can knock me down. Whatever you do to me, I'm still in your face. I promise you, Jermell is going to break. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm banking on. Is going to be the difference maker. Now,
I like these early predictions too, Boone, man. Everybody else, they wait for the last little bit. I'll throw my predictions way out there. They might change come fight time if I see what's going on with the fighters. But I like being able to call a fight ahead of time. And even a fight that might not happen. But I'll tell you right now, I will lose so much faith in the PBC because they're both under that umbrella. Castano and Charlo need to fight. Castano called Charlo out immediately after the Teixeira fight. And that fight needs to happen. It will be a great fight. There's a whole bunch of undisputed shit going on with it. And it would be a great fight for the fans. I want to see this fight. And that's a great analysis from everybody.
Yeah, I want to see it. I think it's going to be cool. Now, Kong.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you about your boy. I know you be giving him heat because we finna segue into the next big fight that's finna happen in May. And it's with your boy that was on your live stream. We just cooked on him. Billy Joe versus Canelo.
Oh my God!
How do you think that's finna turn out, Iron Cole? How do you think that's
Canelo Alvarez got to win this fight. I don't care what the situation be. For the good of boxing, for the good of the world, Canelo Alvarez got to win this fight. You can't have somebody with the character of Billy Joe Saunders, with the attitude of this man. This is the absolute disdain he has for the sport of boxing and just for simple morality in general, having no 3 belts. Billy Joe Saunders, I don't think he even deserved this fight for how he's been inactive or how he's treated the sport of boxing and the way he's conducted himself outside the ring. I don't want Billy Joe Saunders to win this fight. I'm picking Canelo. He has to win this fight. I'm going to be a Canelo super fan for the next little while. He has to win this fight. I don't care his what. You understand me? Billy Joe Saunders does not deserve to win this fight.
Chad, who you got? Billy Ho or Canelo?
Well, I can start by I don't understand the odds on this fight at all. Canelo's minus 550, and I think Canelo should be minus fucking 10,000. Canelo can do everything better than Billy Joe. Billy Joe, it's like a horse racing for the Kentucky Derby, and it's a horse racing at a fucking fair fucking track. It's a complete fucking mismatch. The odds don't make sense to me. That's what scares me. Why is fucking Canelo only minus 550, Kong and Boonman? And chat, why the fuck ain't he minus fucking 2,000 at least? This is a fucking mismatch, fellas. Canelo's gonna fucking destroy Billy Joe Saunders and his fucking shitty fucking morals. He's got his kid up there hitting another fighter in the fucking nuts. If my kid hit another fighter in the fucking nuts, I would be in fucking jail right now for fucking blistering my kid's fucking ass. I would take my belt off and I would lash him fucking 10 fucking times in the fucking ass, and he would be grounded from his fucking game, and he wouldn't be able to use his fucking phone. I would lock him in the fucking room, and I'd have to go to fucking jail for what his kid did to that fucking fighter. Canelo Alvarez is going to knock him out. I'm with Canelo, like fucking Kong just said. I'm big. I don't like what Canelo did with Yildirim. I don't like the way he's going, but he deserves it. He fought everybody. He's younger than Spence. He's younger than Crawford. Fuck that. He's going to pound the fuck out of Billy Joe Saunders. It's fucking fuck Billy Joe fucking Saunders.
I'm going with Canelo. We're going to segue in a smooth way. I'm going with Canelo. I just think it's going to be Billy Joe don't got the punch resistance. Canelo going to hit that man one good time, and he going to be on Wobble Street, and it's going to happen early in the first round because Billy Joe going to be doing his little move. No, I ain't going to say first round. I'm going to say it's going to happen either in the middle of the second or early in the third because the first round, Billy Joe going to be on his bicycle, moving, popping that right-hand jab all day, and then once Canelo get his timing, get him down to where once Billy Joe slow down, which will be in the middle of the second, the beginning of the third, and watch Canelo gonna start letting them hands go, and it's gonna be, and you know when Canelo start letting them go, I'm talking about when he letting them hard, and he gonna hit Billy Joe, and you gonna just see Billy Joe wobble, and then it's like, oh, there it is, there it is. Because I don't think Billy Joe got the punch resistance. He can't take nothing to the body. He can't.
It's a mismatch. Why is the odds like that, Boone, man? I mean, do you mind me talking about shit? Why is the odds like that?
Because honestly, maybe Iron Kong could attest to it. Because from what I heard, because I talked to my boy Boxing Finesse, shout out to my boy Boxing Finesse. He said that right now, bro, UK is going crazy for Billy Joe. Like it's like. They really are like behind him right now.
There's money laundering. So that I ain't talking no names, but there's a lot of money put on Billy Joe right now. And I think a lot of those betting sites, you can withdraw the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just put your money in there. It's like, it's all laundering money and all that. But come fight day, come fight night, Canelo's going to be minus $1,000. So I'm letting everybody know on the Boone Man channel, if you want to make some money, go bet $600 on Canelo. You're guaranteed to make 100 right now. I guarantee you make a fucking 100 because Billy Joe Saunders can't beat Canelo Alvarez on Canelo's worst fucking day. He can't beat him.
Yeah, and what's it like, Iron Kong, for Billy Joe? What's the scene like? Where you at?
I think what's interesting is I've said before, Billy Joe Saunders is not a 168-pound fighter. He's just too lazy to make 160. And I don't know if he made 160 them times using auxiliary. I have no idea no more, right? So he's not a 168 guy. Since he's fought 168, he hasn't looked great. He hasn't looked special in any way. When he won the vacant belt from Shefat Isufi after he ran away from Andre, right? He got wobbled in that fight. Like if you watch that fight, you see Shefat roughing him up a bit, had him wobbled and all that. Then he looked pretty average against the guy he fought in America. Then he looked eyes against Martin Murray, didn't stop Martin Murray. But Billy Joe Saunders is not a 168 fighter. He's simply not, right? And I guess the British public are behind him. I get that, cool. But because I guess they feel like Billy Joe's movement might be too much. He talks a bunch of shit. But to me, Billy Joe Saunders is not a 168 guy. He just has not looked good at all. Canelo has looked good at 168. Not Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo looks like he belongs at 168.
I agree with that.
That's his weight class now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it now.
Do y'all think Canelo needs Jermell Charlo or David Benavidez to solidify himself at 68?
I think he's got a plan in his future, that right? He'll try to undispute it, right? Once he gets by BJ, he'll fight Caleb Plant, go undisputed. And then, again, the most impressive fighter I've seen in so many years, Boone Man, is David Benavidez. I haven't seen hands like that with a man that big, that explosive, throwing at that many angles, working the body. He's like, he's one of them. He's got world-class hands. Like I said, he can dunk a ball like Dominique Wilkins, with his hands. And that's Canelo's number one threat at 168, I believe, is David Benavidez.
What do you think, Colin? Do you think he needs Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez to solidify himself at 68?
Not Jamal. I don't think he needs Jamal. I'm not a fan of Jamal Charlo at all, so you gotta excuse me. David Benavidez, though, I'd like to see that fight. But David Benavidez is number one in the WBC, and if I was his people, I will be somehow angling to get him to be the mandatory in the WBC. I think it's a hell of a fight. I think it's a great fight. I don't think Jamal Charlo is down there, got his one win off of Sergey Deverenchenko, and he wants to live off that one win forever and ever. And not Jamal Charlo. Benavidez, though, that's a huge fight. That's a big fight. I know.
See, and that's who Castano beat, was that Deverenchenko in the amateurs, but it was, without headgear, I believe. So Castano, I know you're not familiar with him, Kong, but just do a little research on the kid. He's a real good fighter. He's fun to watch.
I don't think maybe after he becomes undisputed, and if there's nobody there really big enough to defend his belt against, like if he wants to defend, if he wants to do that, I would say in that sense, yeah, because if they're still winning and they're still the big fighter that they are, they deserve and they've earned their shot, because I don't think fighters are into earning their title shots nowadays. They just into just politically moving themselves in position to get a title shot. And I don't like how that is done in boxing, but I think they will do what they need to do to politically put themselves in position to get a Canelo fight once Canelo becomes undisputed. I made the video saying I think that if Jamal Charlo really wanted the Canelo fight, he would have fought Khalid Plant, because he did fight Julian J. Rock Williams at 154 for the IBF strap. So he's not unfamiliar with the IBF rankings or the sanctioning body. So there's no reason, if he really want that Canelo smoke, put yourself in position to where Canelo can't do nothing. He can't fight. He can't avoid you. He can fight whoever he wants, but if he wants to be undisputed, he has to go through you. That's why I say what I say. I'm not going to touch on it too long with the Errol Spence Crawford thing, but I'm just saying in the sense of, if Errol Spence really wants to be undisputed, he'll fight Crawford. It won't be no smoke, no mirrors, no bullshit. He'll fight Crawford because he said he wants to be undisputed at welterweight. So in order for Errol Spence to be undisputed, he has to fight Crawford. He has to. It doesn't matter. So all this 80-20, 60-40, all this other unnecessary bullshit going on, whatever. If Errol Spence is true to what he's really saying, he's going to fight Crawford. Period, point blank. And I say that to say this. I don't think that Jamal Charlo will do anything to put himself in position to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. I think he'll just constantly talk shit about Canelo to make him to keep himself relevant, but he'll never fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. I do believe that David Benavidez will get that fight, and I think that fight will probably happen next year, Cinco de Mayo, 2022. Mark my words.
I love it. I love it. I like Benavidez. He's young and he's made mistakes. Who hasn't made mistakes on the panel in the chat? I mean, who hasn't been, with a bunch of money in your pocket, young, dumb, and full of cum? You know what I mean? And he's learned from this stuff. The dude used to be obese. He used to be a big, big, heavy, fat kid that's been fighting forever. He doesn't have any friends. He's got a close-knit family, you know what I mean? Right now, his head's on straight. He's got a family, and his hands are electrifying. Can anybody on the panel tell me who has faster hands with more explosion at that size of a man that you can remember having?
I mean, maybe not that size.
Not that size.
I was going to say Andy. I was going to say Andy Ruiz, who's bigger than maybe.
Right. How the fuck you get 168? But he's 168. This dude's like a fucking Frankenstein. His body's like, he's fucking weird. And he's fucking, those hands though, I'm telling you, I kept watching it. I go, am I watching this on fast forward? I kept slowing it down. Like even with Darrell there, when he lets his hands go, once he tastes the fucking punch, he'll get knocked down, but he tastes it, he eats it, he likes it. Then he gets angry. He wants to decapitate you. He wants to kill you. He walks in the ring, he wants to kill you. He's ready to die. David Benavidez is ready to die in that ring. And his hands are like you're saying, no, I'm not talking about this fucking era. You tell me someone that big at 168 that has those fucking type of hands. You tell me right now, I'll hear fucking crickets.
I'm trying to say, I have a question otherwise though.
Go ahead.
In the meantime, between time, what does David Benavidez, because Caleb Plant is keeping himself warm for Canelo. He's not going, he's keeping himself warm. What does David Benavidez do in the meantime? Who does he fight again? And what does Jamal Charlo? Because Jamal Charlo, I did a stream on this. Ronnie Shields has come out and said, we're not going to fight David Benavidez because he don't have nothing to offer. Fine, you don't have nothing. He also
because he didn't take the vaccine and he's too young.
He also said of Demetrius Andrade, what do we get from fighting Andrade? Even though Andrade has a belt. So if Benavidez don't have nothing to offer without a belt, Andrade, who has a belt, had nothing to offer. What does Jamal Charlo do, and what does David Benavidez do in between? Because Canelo is booked for the year.
Well, Jamal Charlo is a clout chaser. I'm gonna make a video on your ass, and I will gladly thank Iron Kong for the motivation for that, because that just really woke my game up. Because if you gonna sit there and say David Benavidez, a former world champion, he don't got nothing. You're gonna say Boo Boo Andrade, who has a world title or a title, he don't got nothing, but he is a name in the game, and he is an opponent, and he is somebody that if you were to beat, you will get some props for it, and you know that. So who else is there at 68? Since y'all supposed to be on the money team, right? Y'all about the money, right? So who is really, and we just had the same talk pertaining to Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos, because they saying that they didn't want to put the money up because Kambosos wasn't worth nothing. But Triller put that money up though. But y'all want to sit there and talk shit about the top dudes. Who else is there for you? Who you gonna fight? Castaño again? Who you gonna fight? Who you gonna fight? There is nobody out there for you to fight if you want to catapult yourself in a career. If it's not either Billy Joe Saunders, Boo Boo Andrade, Saul Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez, Khalid Plant, like those 5 fighters, those should be the 5 you should be looking at. Outside those 5, who else is there? Who else? Matter of fact, y'all preach real quick. I'm finna look up the 68 rankings right now and put them up. Right now. Hold up. Y'all cook.
Didn't Charlo already turn down the Canelo fight as well?
That's what Canelo said. That's what Oscar said. And apparently Jamel Charlo said it's true. Jamel Charlo keeps busting out his brother, right? Jamel said, I never turn on Canelo. You duck Canelo. You duck Andre. Your twin's calling you a duck. You know what I'm saying? And he did that multiple times. He didn't hide to say it. He wasn't even drunk when he said it. He just said it. You know what I'm saying? And so Jamal already turned down whatever offer Eddie Hearn sent until Eddie Hearn got pissed off and showed the offer on camera. So it's really interesting to see what is Jamal Charlo's career trajectory and what does PDC plan to do to keep David Benavidez relevant in the game. I really don't know what these two are going to do. I don't know.
Benavidez will fight anybody. No one wants to fight him. He's let it be known. He'll fight anybody. He just fought this Ellis, this kid that was Canelo's sparring partner. This kid's never been down. He is a tough kid. That Ellis kid was tough. And I think everybody saw that he was tough, but he was outmatched. He was outclassed. Benavidez is a world class. He's a Hamiltonian. He's a Triple Crown winner. This kid's special. But it's just like, yeah, there I go. That's all about Benavidez again. And I was on to something, Kong. You just were talking. I meant to interact real quick, and I lost my train of thought. I just smoked a little bit of this Gorilla Glue, and it's a strong hybrid right out of the dispensary.
Some good shit.
Yeah, it's legal up in here. There used to be a Chinese restaurant. It went out of business. Now you can go through the drive-through and buy weed. It's just recreational. You go in there and get the, little overpriced, but it's just funny how much the world has changed today. And like those Charlos, like that's what it was. We were talking about Charlos, right? It's like, come on, you got to fight, especially with Andrade. Andrade these guys aren't spring chickens. Like we can get mad at Tio, we can get mad at fucking Haney, we can get mad at fucking Tank and Ryan Garcia, but those guys are young. We're going to be arguing about them for a long time, I think, fellas. But these Charlos are in their fucking 30s. The hands of time wait for nobody. Spence Crawford are in their 30s. Like the hands of time wait for nobody. Could you just imagine if Roberto Duran had a fucking Twitter account like these Charlos have, who he'd be calling out? He'd be like, you motherfucker. He'd be barred from Twitter. Then he'd be on Instagram calling people out. Tommy Hitman Hearns, if he had a fucking Twitter back in the day when he was fighting. When Hagler, just imagine if Hagler had a fucking TikTok. He would be like, he would be fucking saying, you motherfuckers, look what I'm doing, motherfuckers. Like it would just be like, and he would be talking real shit. There would be no cap. There'd be no cap.
So basically, let's look at we talking about Jamal. Let's look at the rankings, all right, at 60 pounds. ESPN rankings. So y'all know what the source is because y'all like to think I be bullshitting, but I'm gonna give y'all the ESPN source. I'm on the ESPN website right now. Middleweight up to 160 pounds. Number 1, Jamal Charlo. His last opponent was Sergey Deverenchenko. His next opponent is to be announced. Number 2, Gennady Golovkin. Number 3, Demetrius Andrade. Number 4, Sergey Deverenchenko. Number 5, Ryota Murata. Number 6, Rob Brandt. Number 7, Jaime Munguia. Number 8, Chris Eubank Jr. Number 9, Mateev Korobov. And number 10, Equavas Falcao. That's top 10 by ESPN. So with the top 10, who you think he should fight? He already fought Sergey Deverenchenko, who is number 4 based on ESPN. So out of those top 10, who should he fight?
Japanese guy. The Brotherhood was filling me in about Madrada, right? He's from Japan. He's a rock star over there. He's got a huge cult following over there. That's the international, because we got to remember, fella, boxing just ain't in fucking America. Boxing just ain't in fucking New England at the Lowell Mass fucking Golden Gloves. There's a lot of boxing going on across the fucking world. And that's the fight that would, the biggest fight for Charlo is Madrada.
Yeah, Murata, that would be a good. Murata would be good. Robert Brandt has a win over Murata. Actually, anybody who knows Lance Meyer, he actually knows. I think they went to school together or something. That would be a good one for him. So I mean, really, anybody in the top 10 should be talked about for a possible match in any division when you're talking about a champion.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Kong? Who you think he should be fighting out of these top 10 dudes I just mentioned?
Demetrius Andrade. He already had an offer for that fight. He said no. They already have a little bit of bad blood back and forth and all that. That's a really good fight. The Murata fight is not going to happen because Murata is in Japan and he'll have to travel to Japan. Fighting Murata here, in America, would not make any money. Fighting Murata in Japan would make money. But for some reason, PBC people don't really travel like that. They don't They don't go nowhere. From what I've heard, Triple G is trying to fight Murata in a unification, right? Because Triple G does not want to fight Andrade also. He said no to that also. So Munguia is on the DAZN side, right? Munguia is actually supposed to be Andrade's mandatory because of the WBC's rules of champions moving up. He hasn't activated that needed to fight Andrade. So you're also going to have an issue because after Andrade fights Liam Williams, and if he wins, he also will have nothing to do at 160 because who does he fight? Triple G don't want to fight him. Munguia don't want to fight him. So who does he fight? So 2 of these guys don't have nothing to do, right? If Triple G fights Murata in Japan, that's a huge fight over there, and I'm not going to hate on Triple G too much for that. Murata is not going to sell no tickets in America. Charlo, on the other hand, I don't know what he's, because Eubank was with PBC, but Eubank has left. No activity. He's gone. He's back in England now. He's fighting an Eddie Hearns card coming up next. Gone. So that was the fight I was told that Charlo is going to have in the interim. That fight's gone. Now what?
Yeah, I agree with you, Iron Kong. I agree with that, man. It's really nowhere for you to go. Just like in the I'm gonna read the super middleweight, the 160 pound rankings based on ESPN. Is number 1, you already know who number 1, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Number 2, Khalid Plant. Number 3, David Benavidez. 4, Callum Smith. 5, Billy Joe Sanders. 6, Anthony Durrell. 7, John Ryder. I'm very surprised to see John Ryder. That's shout out to John Ryder, man. John Ryder, number 7. Number 8, Daniel Jacobs. Number 9, Lionel Thompson. And number 10, Caleb Truex. So it ain't really in 60, 68. It's no. Where do you go? Where are the big names? What are the big names? And everybody keep talking about how deep the 60 and 68 division is, and based on the rankings, bro, it's To me,
Oh,
it's not.
68 top heavy. 68's just top heavy. But even then, like Caleb Plant got exposed by Truex. If you ask me, I was a big Caleb Plant fan. He won the fight and all. But I'll tell you, Caleb Truex, will he fight again? The kid's a warrior. He's been in there with many battles, and Caleb Plant's a young gun. That was a fight to show, to highlight. That was a highlight event that kind of exposed him in my eyes. Not my ass, it was my eyes. But his fight was ass, and it was very, very disappointing to me. And Benavidez will fucking knock the fuck out of Caleb Plant. He's like BJ Sanders. BJ Sanders and fucking Caleb Plant. That's the fight.
Got you. What you want to see Kong at 168?
I really want to see David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. They've been talking a lot of shit about it. I really wanted to see that fight. Personally, I wanted to see the fight. I want to see David Benavidez put on some pressure. That's why I kind of I was hoping that Eddie Hearn had convinced Mauricio to give Callum Smith the shot at the WBC belt to fight David Benavidez, because Callum was the Diamond champion, and I really wanted to see him and Callum fight, but I don't know, because at 168, other than top guys, there's not a lot of people I care about. Not a lot of people I care about, to be honest with you. As I think Mad Chad said, it's really top heavy. I don't care about a lot of other people. It's the top guys, and that's it, pretty much.
Right. All right, so last segment before we get up out of here. What's your favorite division, Mad Chad? Today, not all time, just as far as based on the fighters you watch today. What is your favorite division? And I'll read off the top 10 rankings of that division. What's your favorite division, Chad?
You know what blows me away? I don't know if I become a drama queen and lost my testosterone and stuff, but just watching the talent that I think's there. It's the 135-140 division. 135 with the queens, the four queens. No, the three queens, because I got to exclude Tio. Tio beat Loma, beat Comey, beat Nakatani. You know what I mean? The other three are queens, if you ask me. But that division excites the fuck out of me. If you want to talk about big fights in the future, you want to talk about Tank, Tio,
Haney, off these names.
As I go there, that's my favorite division. We'll talk a year from now. You know what I mean, and we'll rehash it. But that's my favorite division right now. But I like to see every division's my fucking favorite. But like I say, for excitement, when I look to the future, I try to look to the future. That fucking division's cracking.
All right, so let's crack with the 35 before we get to Kong's favorite division. Teofimo Lopez, number 1. Vasily Lomachenko, number 2. Even though he is not a 35-pounder, he really is a 130-pounder, but they got Gervonta Tank Davis at number 3 via ESPN. Know what the fuck wrong with y'all. Ryan Garcia is number 4. Devin Haney is number 5. Richard Comey, 6. Luke Campbell is tied with Richard Comey for 6. Jorge Linares is at 7. Javier Fortuna is at 8. And George Kambosos Jr. is number 10. Oh, my goodness. Oh, where do you go? Where you go, Chad? Where you go, Chad? I just read your favorite division, man. So what do you think about the top 10 of your most exciting division?
Yeah, like I've already said my guys that I really like. Linares is past due. Lomachenko's on his way out. Tank's, right in his prime. The younger kids might move up, like you said, Tio fighting the winner of Ramirez Taylor. But that division excites me. I think the cream of the crop, Linares can fight, Comey can fight, Nakatani's a warrior. But the four that I want to see is the lineal champ, Lopez, and the three queens. You know what I mean? When you do something about the Charlos, try to do something about making them mad to want to fight, because they check us out. They check you out, boom. You know what I mean? Do something to make them want to fight. You know what I mean? With respect to them, because I respect the fuck out of those Charlo guys. They can both fight. They're both out of their mind. And I just want to see them fight. But do a nice video where you try to irk them, because they're going to tune into it. Try to rub that fucking chalk on the chalkboard to piss them off to get in the ring. But much respect for letting me have my piece here. Kong, much respect. The Red Glove Militant. And I'll tell you right now who was listening, Lisa Bales. Lisa Bales, shout out to Lisa Bales. She's around all the time, and this girl is one of the smartest persons about boxing. She rolls with the most dignity and most respect on these boards. I got to give a big shout out to Lisa Bales and DT3, the Boom Man, and Mr. Kong. And I'm going to listen to Kong's favorite division. But thanks again, Boom Man. What you do is great. I mean, and this sweet science is beautiful. Thankful for today. God bless. I make it till tomorrow, but this is good shit. Thank you.
No problem, Chad. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate having you, bro. And always a pleasure to get to have you on the panel. You're always welcome, bro. Always welcome. So, Iron Cone, what is your division? What's your like? I like these dudes.
I like the heavyweights, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Big boys.
I like the heavyweights, man. The 135 guys just got like it reminds me of what 160 was when the zone had all the 160 guys, right? And then nothing happened, right? Remember when the zone had Triple G was there and Canelo was there and Andre was a champion, Danny Jacobs is champion, and then it didn't really play out like how we thought it would, right? That was at 135. Heavyweights, at least, it looks like I might get undisputed this year. I have never seen an undisputed heavyweight fight live in my life, not one time. And I might get it this year.
I see you, Chad.
So it really might be my favorite division. I've seen some people get their ass whooped. I saw Wilder get beat the F up. I saw Anthony Joshua took a huge L in MSG. And that's what I like. Because in heavyweight division, bro, anybody could get it. Anybody could get the lights put out, and I like it. I really enjoy it, and I'm just really glad that I finally might get to see an undisputed heavyweight champion fight live in my life.
Got you.
And plus, I mean, heavyweight division, you see people like Joshua and Dillian White come back from terrible losses and, come back immediately and win. You know what I'm saying? That shows me, different characters. So that's exciting for me. That's just to me. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're fucking right. If I have to reevaluate my situation, I thought I was sitting here with a crystal ball and trying to be all like Mr. Miyagi or something. But reality is we might have to see an undisputed champion in my, No, you are so right, Kong, because as the heavyweight division goes, it's trickle-down economics. So goes the heavyweight, so goes boxing.
Right. Yeah, I get it, man. And we already know, the top guys. But I'm going to read them off. I do got to get up out of here, but I'm going to read them off because I ain't finna do my boy Kong like that, man. I'm going to read them all off. Number 1, you got Tyson Fury, who they have depicted his next opponent is Anthony Joshua, but the date is TBA. Anthony Joshua, number 2. Deontay Wilder, number 3. Andy Ruiz, number 4. Alexander Povetkin, number 5. Joseph Parker, number 6. Alexander Usyk, number 7. Luis Ortiz, number 8. Dillian White, number 9. And Kobrat Pulev, number 10. What I will do before I go, I got to let Iron Kong give his take on ESPN's top 10. It's only fair. What's your take on ESPN's top 10, and how do you want to see some of these fights turn out, Kong?
Did it say when it was last updated? Because that has to be an old ranking.
I mean, dude, I just typed it in and it just popped up.
No problem. Okay. Well, I disagree. I have my guy Femi as number 1. You're not going to tell me a 2-time unified champion is number 2 to anybody. But I'm not going to argue too much with anybody who has Tyson Fury number 1. I'm not going to argue with you. That's, I'm not going to argue with you with that. I don't agree, but that's not something that I'm going to fight too much. Whatever. I'm not going to have Deontay Wilder as number 3. First off, I'm going to have to put Dillian White number 3. And Wilder number 4. You know what I'm saying? They have Andy Ruiz where? Boom.
He's 4. Andy Ruiz is number 4. Ruiz is 4. Povetkin is 5.
I might put Ruiz at 5. Povetkin at this point needs to be dropped down really low into the rankings. Not low, but at least maybe at number 7 or so. But Dillian White needs to get up from that 9 position. I mean, that's so disrespectful. That's
Joseph
so
Parker
disrespectful.
is number 6.
They did Dillian White that's so disrespectful.
I mean, he's ranked under Luis Ortiz, who ain't fought since
But even the WBC rankings, Luis Ortiz is number 3. By what merit is Luis Ortiz number 3 in the WBC rankings? By what merit? What's his big win? Brian Jennings.
His biggest win is Brian Jennings.
And he's somehow above Dillian White in what way? How? it just shows like a lot of these rankings is really by people's emotions. And I don't like
I try to tell you, man, but that's that ESPN biasness. You know what I mean? That they're going to do, because Tyson Fury is on ESPN Network and all that. So, of course, they're going to have him number 1 because he done fought in America and all that type of stuff. And he beat the American champion in Deontay Wilder. So, they're going to hype it up. Wilder should not be number 3 on nobody's list because he hasn't been active since he fought Tyson Fury. He's still trying to get his piggyback off that. So, since all these other fighters are fighting and he's not, he should just by default, he should get dumped down in the rankings just on the fact of his inactivity. We not because of what we personally feel about him. Just his inactivity alone should have brought him down in the rankings. And with Dillian White fighting the fight that he fought, he should be moved up a lot higher. Whole lot.
Chad, you gone?
Go ahead.
Well, no, you're absolutely right, Boom, man. If you got to get going, you got to get going. But Kong is so right about everything you just mentioned. But I have Ruiz way higher because I think you're always going to have 2 careers with Ruiz. You're going to have the obese, fat Albert Ruiz, and you're going to have the Eddie Reynoso Ruiz.
Yep. And I think that Eddie Reynoso Ruiz is going to look good. I mean, because what I've seen, even with Oscar Valdez looks a lot better with training with Eddie Reynoso. He looks a lot more sharper. And I think Eddie Reynoso, Yoel Diaz, and Ronnie Shields are my 3 candidates.
Every day he shows up to that gym, there's Canelo over there. For what it's worth, Canelo works very, very hard. He's a student of this craft. All his brothers fucking fought. I think he's from a family of fucking 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's fought his whole fucking life.
Right.
And he deserves everything he gets. I was disappointed with the last fight with Canelo, but Andy Ruiz shows up every day in a world-class environment. He's the Bob Baffett. Like when you look at prize fighting and hush racing, it's king. Hush racing's like the king of kings betting and gambling. It's like the king of kings. Boxing is similar to that. And you look at Bob Baffett, a trainer. They get these hustlers ready. Yeah, the huss can run, but the trainer gets them ready. He looks at the positives of the huss. He knows what to feed the huss. He knows how to train him. He knows what to do with the sprints. He knows how to do it 5 furlongs. This is what Eddie Reynoso does. He's a scientist. He is a modern-day Yoda of the sweet science. He's an Albert Einstein. And that's what Ruiz is getting. He's going from a great training staff. He's a fighter his whole life. Now he's in this whole new environment. He's eating it up. He's embellishing it, and the kid's special. I'm looking forward to him, and I have him ranked. I have him as my top heavyweight in the world.
Got you. Now, fellas, I'd like to thank y'all for sliding in. I want to thank Mad Chad for blessing me with his presence. My brother from another mother, Iron Kong, my brother from the islands. I want to appreciate you from coming on the show. I love you, bro. Thank you for sliding on. Appreciate everybody, bro. It's always been a pleasure. It's a blessing. Thank you for everybody in the chat that decided to slide in and show some love. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy DT3 the Boom Beezy, Iron Kong, Mad Chad, and we out.
Peace.